before I start, let me ask you with a question that I know keeps you up at night. So are you guys discussing human risk with your top executives? So why do we continue to have the same conversation about human risk with our executive team? Yeah? So you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you all know this cycle. A breach happens, the board demand answers, and you explain that 95% of, di lumabas, 95% of incidents involve human error. They nod. Yeah? They approve more training budget. Siyempre. And 6 months later, we're having the exact same conversation. Diba? So what do you think is the problem? And this is the key insight for today. So you see, we have risk awareness. Diba? Alam naman natin yan. Pero sometimes we lack strategic alignment. So and that's what we're going to fix today, hopefully. Yeah. So there are 3 critical alignment gaps that are sabotaging your efforts. So let me walk you through each one and more importantly, how to fix them. Ready? Gap number 1. We speak in technical terms. Di ba? Tama ba? Phishing simulation results, security awareness metrics, human error rates. Ang business, they talk about operational efficiency, they talk about competitive advantage, and most importantly, they talk about revenue protection. Siyempre, di ba? You see, when we present security as a technical problem, we got technical level support. When we present it as business enabler, we got business level investments. So, ano yung first actionable fix natin regarding this? We need security awareness trainings. Instead of saying we need security awareness training, try this. We need to protect our customer acquisition costs. Every data breach destroys an average of millions of equivalent revenue in customers' lifetime value. So same program, different framing, but watch how the conversation changes. So makikibagay tayo doon sa business. Gap number 2, your security metrics don't connect to their business metrics. So you're measuring click rates and training completion. They are measuring revenue and customer satisfactions. Tama ba? Di ba? Puro tayo technical eh. Ito, medyo kakaiba to ng konti. Para maintindihan natin yung side ng business. So gap number 3. Ito yung brutal truth. Pag may nakasagot dito, bibigyan ko ng relo. Wall clock. Meron akong dalang wall clock. Pakaya wall clock. Hindi ako nagbibiro. This is the brutal truth. Yeah. Do you see this figure, this image? Ito yung executive nyo. These are your executives. Some are looking elsewhere, some are looking at you. Ikaw to. Ikaw yung cybersecurity head or CISO. And you are carrying this. So, sino nakakalam ko ano yung brutal truth? What do you think the executive thinks about cybersecurity? More? Pwede. Sino makakasagot? Kahit anong answer. Kaninong problema to? Sino yung sumagot ng CISO? Ayun. Sa'yo yung wall clock. So most executives see cyber security as your problem, not theirs. They'll fund it, they'll support it, but they don't own it. Diba? Iyan, kabala ka dyan. Bigyan kita ng pondo. Next 6 months, hingi ka na naman ng pondo, kabibili lang natin ng firewall. Real cyber resilience requires distributed ownership. So, speaking about distributed ownership, ano ba to? Anyone has the idea of what the distributed ownership looks like? Ito yung distributed ownership model. So, the CEO owns the security culture, vision, and communication. The CFO owns the ROI measurement and business case validation. The CPO, or the Chief People's Officer, owns the cultural transformation and behavioral change. The CMO owns customer communication and trust messaging. The COO owns the operational continuity and business resilience. Ikaw, as CISO, you own the technical implementation and threat intelligence. So, ano yung fix natin? The fix is you're gonna have to transform cybersecurity from a CISO responsibility into a business capability. Tandaan niyo yung mga terms, ha? May exam mamaya. Hindi kayo mananalo. Now, let's talk about strategic framework that makes this happen. There are 3 interconnected components that works together. First, you're gonna have to stop positioning security as risk mitigation. Start positioning it as business enablement. Okay? This isn't just semantics. This changes everything about how leadership perceives and invests in your programs. Di mo sila pwedeng puro technical term pagka nasa boardroom ka. They won't understand it. So you have 3 business cases to choose from. You have revenue protection, like our security culture directly impact customer acquisition and retention. You have operational efficiency. Secure, aware employees make fewer costly mistakes across all business functions. And competitive advantage. So, medyo mahilig tayo dito bago tayo bumili sa online. Kailangan natin ng trust ratings, di ba? So, in a world where customers choose based on trust, our security culture is a differentiator. So, just pick one. Pili lang ng isa that resonates most with your leadership team. Second component, yan, ito. Security, kanina nabanggit din to during panel. Security can't be a separate initiative. It must be integrated into existing business processes. HR, for example, means that security awareness becomes part of performance review. Rather than a separate training. Marketing integration, however, means customer trust metrics include security perception measures. What's the key insight here? When security is integrated into business processes, it becomes business critical, not IT critical. So nakikita nyo yung connect, di ba? Now, you've got strategic alignment. You've got executive buy-in. You've got shared accountability. The question is, how do you actually change human behavior at scale? Dito papasok yung psychological priming. And this becomes your most powerful tool. So ano-ano ba itong mga psychological priming na to? Ano-ano ba itong psychological priming na to? Let's start with environmental priming. So para hindi kayo malito, I'll just give 3 priming. So environmental priming, this is based on this principle. Your environment shapes your behavior automatically. Security-conscious environment creates security-conscious behaviors. This isn't just about more posters. It's about subtle environmental design that makes security the natural choice. To give you an example, sa Wi-Fi sa bahay nyo. Lagyan nyo ng color tape on your home router na with 3 different colors. Green, for example, safe browsing. Yellow for extra careful online. And red for suspicious activity detected, contact daddy or contact parents. Change the tape. based on recent phishing attempts in your neighborhood or in the community, or pag may na-receive kayong suspicious emails. So the kids will naturally start asking questions before they use the internet. What's the color of the router today? Nakita niyo yung behavioral, di ba? So, before doing homework or before downloading games or any app or any files, they will check muna yung router, anong kulay. Safe ba to do this today? Or may threat, right? So within few weeks, the whole family became more security conscious without any lectures or training sessions. Just seeing the visual reminder made them pause and think about their online behavior. The power is in making cybersecurity visible and immediate rather than abstract. Instead of remembering complex rules, people just glance at the simple color and adjust their behavior accordingly. Para kang nagdadrive sa EDSA or sa intersection. You don't actually need to memorize or remember the laws. The traffic laws, for example, in that matter. You see the red and you stop. Ganito yon. Another example is yung security champion badge system. So I'm sure maraming may gumagawa na nito sa office nyo. O hindi nyo alam to. Tuturuan ko kayo, the joke lang. So, security champion badge system. So start giving employees simple desk nameplates that read security champion. For anyone who reported a phishing email or suspicious activity that month. The nameplate will be placed prominently on desks where colleagues could see them. Within weeks, a competitive culture will emerge. People will start noticing who has the badges and begin paying more attention to suspicious email themselves, hoping to earn their nameplate. Employees would casually mention, I got my security champion badge last month or this month during coffee breaks or casual meetings. So the social proof was powerful. Seeing colleagues recognized as security aware make everyone want to demonstrate the same vigilance. People began forwarding suspicious emails to IT, not just for safety, but for social recognition. See how reports of suspicious activity will increase 300%, guaranteed to, in 6 months, and actual successful phishing attacks drop. The behavior spread organically through social influence rather than fear or rules. So the key was making cybersecurity awareness a visible social status rather than a chore. So people naturally want to be seen as competent and security conscious by their peers. So the simple desk badge tap into that existing motivation without any training program or policy changes. See, wala pa tayong mga training dito. Puro environmental priming pa lang to and behavior priming. So that brings me to my next priming, behavioral. So kanina environmental, this one is behavioral. So ano yung behavioral? This is based on this principle. Behaviors that become routine requires less cognitive effort and more likely to persist. We're not adding more tasks here. We're integrating security behaviors into existing workflows. Ano yung mga practical applications ito? So you can do this like link password updates on monthly one-on-ones. See how simple it is? Make security reviews part of project kickoffs. Or integrate threat awareness into your daily stand-ups. So, you see, we're not creating new meetings. We're using the existing routines. Right? So, another example, and this is a bit close to my heart, kasi muntik na kami madali rito. Yung huli, yung email signature. So, sino dito yung like, 365? Marami naman, di ba? So, alam niyo naman, pwede kayong gumawa ng email signatures at 365 for the whole organization, right? So you can create rules wherein when Office 365 detects or encounters something like terms or whatever, you can put some comments or some parang footer. So, you see, pwede nyo gamitin yung email signature kasi tito, muntik na kami. Pero nung ginawa namin yun, it worked for us. So, hindi lang yung mga empleyado namin yung take advantage dito. Pati yung mga colleagues tsaka mga clients namin. Kasi they also see this. The next one, language priming. So, the words we use shape how people think and respond. Instead of compliance requirement, say protecting customer trust. Instead of security training, say cyber resilience skills. Instead of threat detection, ito maganda, say business protection. Diba? Sounds good. Same concept, but they prime cooperation instead of resistance. So, I'm not going to give you example dun sa kasi IT help desk lang naman yun. Anyway, so, I'll jump na lang sa implementation roadmap. This is the third last slide na lang. So, para meron kayong takeaway, I'm proposing this 90-day implementation roadmap. So, on the first month, conduct stakeholder interviews, map current initiative to business outcomes, and identify kahit one lang priming strategy to pilot. That's assessment. On month 2, or second month, framework development, create a shared metrics dashboard, develop business case narratives, and launch an environmental priming pilot. On the third month, behavioral implementation, begin behavioral priming strategies that shared accountability reporting, measure business impact, not just security metrics. So, narinig niyo na yung mga priming na sinabi ko kanina. Yung framework, narinig na, yung distributed ownership. So, meron tayong implementation roadmap dito. So, sabihin niyo sa akin, so pag ginawa namin yan, what do we get? What do we see? How do we know it's working? Right? Ano yung mga success metrics natin? Ito yung mga success metrics nyo. Magkakaroon kayo, you're going to have your executive engagement and security initiatives. So everybody will be involved na. They will going to co-own it already. They will feel empowered already. So hindi ka na mahirapang mag-explain sa kanila. They have their own responsibility and accountability. Siyempre, if that happens, there will be an improvement in terms of business outcomes. Dahil magkakaroon kayo ng cultural transformation among your organization, within your organization, and behavioral change. So yun yung mga success metrics natin. On the final, okay, bago ako mag-final thought, so may assignment kayo. I gave you the 90-day proposal for your implementation, and this one, your action plan. So dito sa ISOG, pag umattend kayo, dapat meron kayong babalik sa office nyo. So ito yung action plan nyo, may assignment kayo. So remember, this 3-letter AIM, assess, implement, measure. These are your action plan. So, assess current alignment gaps, implement just one lang, priming strategy that support your business case, and measure both strategic outcomes and behavioral changes. AIM. So, you see, the most successful CISOs I know aren't just security experts. They are business strategists who happen to specialize in cyber resilience. Hindi pwede magaling ka lang. Kailangan mas magaling ka pa. Kasi you're talking and you're getting fund from your business. Right? So they understand that lasting security transformation requires both strategic thinking and behavioral science. So may science, Besh. Strategic alignment gives you the organizational foundation, executive buy-in, shared accountability, and business-focused metrics. Whereas psychological priming gives you the behavioral tools, environmental cues, routine integration, and communication strategies that actually change how people think and act. Kung walang strategic alignment, yung priming efforts natin will get undermined. Without psychological priming, strategic alignment remains theoretical. So let's turn this strategic alignment into behavioral change in your organization. With that, I thank you. Good afternoon again.